And now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind. So they have an extra one, and that's how we get the podcast. The podcast.
How we get the podcast?
Big D and Bubba podcast. The podcast. The podcast.
That's how we get it.
Big D and Bubba podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I believe in a thing called love.
From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studio, it's Big D and Bubba. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. If you love music, you need to download the Pickle Jar app. We talk about it all the time on the radio show. We just want to make sure that you get it here because it's a cool way to show your gratitude to your favorite artist, singer, bands, whatever. You can also support really cool causes around town, and you can watch exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else. So definitely get that. iOS, it's on Android, and at picklejar.com.
He's still around. We all eat spinach, Popeye spinach.
My favorite, me going, what?
This is my favorite gold. We honestly have no idea what the guy said. It was something about, I think he was trying to say still relevant, but what is the rest of this mess?
He's still around. We all eat spinach, Popeye spinach.
People are
Popeye
wow.
spinach.
We have the best job. We get to talk to people who make
Yep.
no sense whatsoever.
He's still around. We all eat spinach, Popeye spinach.
Hey, you know what I found?
What?
I found our Kelly Pickler wet T-shirt video.
Oh my gosh.
It's so great. Here's the picture of it. I did a little screenshot of us after. Yeah, it was
Have
Kelly's.
you ever seen that, Carson?
I don't know. I don't think so. I know of it.
We
but-
did a wet T-shirt contest with Kelly Pickler, and it was fantastic.
She was. She had some song out. Obviously, that's why she's in. And we're like, we go through the thing, and we're like, hey, we're about to do it. And like, Bubba starts playing this big music. What are you gonna do? Well,
Like I was playing stripper music.
we're doing a wet. We're gonna do a wet T-shirt contest. And she was like,
I remember
what?
she laughed. She went,
She was like, yeah, that nervous laugh. She's
And
like,
then
hey,
she realized-
anything for a spin.
and then she looked at us and she was like, "You're serious?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're very serious."
Yeah, and that's when we pulled our top shirts off, and we had that thin T-shirt, white T-shirt,
Yep,
the old man.
That way, everything showed through it.
And then she sprayed us. Patrick was the winner of that. Not surprising.
Still win.
Yeah, he's.
Still reigning champion.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Hey, Patrick, would you? Oh, yeah, okay. He's in the middle of something. Yeah, so you can check that video out. It's on our YouTube page, or you can just Google Big D and Bubba wet T-shirt. Don't let anyone. Then clear your history.
You do not want that.
Hey, man, you like Big D and Bubba? No. I don't. What are you looking at?
I'm watching all the people who are watching on YouTube right now live. They're all telling each other hi. Hey, how are you? Good to know. I think that's cool. We're bringing people together.
Yeah.
Making friends.
Family. I was talking to Melody. She had texted not too long ago. A lot of people would text after the show and texted and said something about the Judd's Love Can Build a Bridge album or video came with 3D glasses.
What?
And you could watch. It was done in 3D. I know the video. It's like on a reservation of some. Like
Yeah, but not the one that ran on TV. What she's talking about is they released an album. It was a video album. I remember that.
What? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Not a lot of people did that kind of stuff, but they had their career started right when music videos were becoming a thing. So all of their hits had a music video.
yeah.
It's so weird because like music videos started out slow, then all of a sudden it took over. It blew up. That was like in the heyday of CMT and everything. And then what was weird is that it died. And like that's why CMT plays Sweet Home Alabama all the time.
All the time.
And then all of a sudden, because of YouTube, videos are a thing again. It's the weirdest.
Well, the thing is, YouTube proves that videos were still relevant. I've had this conversation with so many people. I don't know why we went to no videos
On,
It's
like,
because
the
it got hard
country
to,
channels?
Yeah, it got, and not just the country channels.
MTV,
is the same way.
VH1, sure.
MTV was all music videos. Then it was mostly music videos. Then it was no music videos.
Then they made MTV2 because if you want
yeah,
videos,
if you want
they're
videos,
there.
we'll have it on MTV2. And then guess what? MTV2 was
It's
no
Teen
videos.
Mom. It's nothing but
Yeah.
Teen Mom over
So
and over and
it's
over. and over.
like they don't play any music anymore. And I
Nope.
know it's an old joke now, but that's it. We used to at least have like TRL and they play videos at night, and then they stopped that. CMT was the same way. GAC was all videos. Now it's GAC is just a totally
Home improvement. I get flea market flip a lot.
Now they get GAC Family where they're going to start competing
Yes.
with Lifetime.
Yes, Danica and Candace are on GAC.
That's a big steal for them.
And
Oh,
it's not
huge.
Nashville or country at all anymore. It's just that they moved the offices and everything.
Who I wanted to call 2 seconds. Can we call her?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her about it.
Who?
Melody?
Candace?
Yeah, Candace. No, Melody. About
Candace
the
Cameron Bure?
video.
That always makes me hungry.
I don't like when we first get somebody on the phone, we sound like robots. It's really weird. Hello.
Only when we dial out.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, it's Big D and Bubba and Carson and Patrick. Hey, we're on the podcast, and it sounds weird. But
Nice.
hey, what is this? The thing that you had, the 3D glasses and the Judds. Was this a video album?
It was a video. You know, I just remember getting just the glasses alone. My mom had ordered them. They may have come with a packaging. I'm sure they did. But I just have the glasses.
Oh, okay.
Love Can Build a Bridge was a video album by the Judds released in 1990. It contained live recordings from their final tour as well as their music videos. I'm trying to see if it says anything about having 3D.
Did the glasses say the Judds on the side?
Yeah, it says they're white, and they have, the red lens and the blue lens, and it says Love Can Build a Bridge on the earpiece of them. But they're just the paper ones.
Yeah.
I have them in a scrapbook at home.
I tried to watch the solar eclipse with those. Did not work well. It was really
Like
bad.
it was coming right at you.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Well, it would probably explain while watching the video, if you had the glasses on, it just looked extremely blurry.
Yeah,
It
those
didn't have
glasses
the
were
full effect.
garbage. Those 3D glasses
yeah.
are terrible.
Which ones, the red and blue or the ones that were clear
They're-
and had the weird little...
The prism looking thing, the red
Yeah.
and blue ones.
You can get them on eBay. People still have the tape and the glasses.
How much
Really?
are they?
What?
Someone will sell it to you for $5 right now,
Oh,
plus
look at-
$3.19 shipping.
Look
Wow,
at
okay,
that,
so wait
Melody.
a
You're
minute.
sitting on a jackpot.
Man, I can't believe how much money I'm sitting on right now.
But I can't believe there's no spike in Judd's merchandise
There
right
wasn't because I looked.
now. I mean, if
I went on and looked to see what
Of
the
course you
solds
did.
were. I was curious. I want to see who the ghouls are.
this
Yeah.
Carson
I know 'cause
plays
My mom
eBay.
has T-shirts too.
Yeah, well, that's really Carson may want to talk to you
Yeah.
later. Carson plays eBay like Patrick plays the stock market. I mean, it's
I know
crazy.
she does, but she's good at what she does.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she.
I would just get on there and be full buy it.
Yeah, I want that. Do you go back and forth with him, Carson? You ever haggle?
Negotiate? Yeah.
I'm the buy it
I've
now
walked
guy.
away from sales. Even with buy it now, you can sometimes send people an offer. They might have it listed. Let's say something is $30. It might say make offer, and you can shoot them 15 if you want. There's also, if you add to your watch list, you give a little heart on eBay. That then tells me as a seller, oh, somebody's interested in this. Do you want to offer them a lower price? I do that all the time.
Okay.
I mark everything up, so then that way I sell it lower.
Melody, we'll let
Well,
you
see,
go.
because of Carson, I keep looking at the stitching on the arms and go, oh, that's not real.
Oh.
She knows single stitching now.
Single stitching is what the old ones used to
Yeah,
be?
the old ones used to be single stitch.
So
Single
my shirt
stitch.
now is double or something?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I got a double.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
double stitch.
Well,
Makes you look
Look at
now.
you, Melody. I
Yeah.
love it.
we'll let you go
I'm
since
telling you.
you're right in the middle of your day. Thank you for picking
You
up the
have a
phone.
good one.
All right,
Thanks, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Melody is one of those people I know listens to the podcast every week.
Yeah.
So
And she's actually
I like it when she
watching
pops
right
up
now.
on my Twitter.
She's
I like
watching
hearing
right now.
from
She said,
Melody.
Hi.
You know, the Stones did that too. The Steel Wheels tour. I think they showed it on Fox in 1990, and you had to go to 7-Eleven to go get 3D glasses to watch 3 songs in 3D.
I remember. I'll tell you what I remember. There was I think it was Coca-Cola with Leslie Nielsen from the Naked Gun movies. They had this big, long ad campaign that was leading up to the Super Bowl, and it was going to be the Super Bowl. You had to have these red glasses to see the secret code on TV. So you had to go to the store to get the red glasses. So
Yeah,
that
like the ones you would get from the cereal box back in the day,
and
too.
because it was the Gulf War, that was the Super Bowl where Whitney Houston sang the national anthem. They didn't run that commercial. They just said, in lieu of, under the circumstances, we decided not to have our big, silly, stupid commercial. So here's the red screen with the code on it. And they just threw that up so you could put your glasses on and see the code for your chance. And that was it.
Oh.
And I was like, what a
letdown.
What a letdown.
Yeah, that's like Ralphie whenever he got the little stupid commercial.
Quite the same with what, but I mean, I
Always
wanted the
drink
stupid
your
commercial. I wanted
Ovaltine.
to see it's the Super Bowl, man.
Right.
So
That's
I
a
don't know if
shame.
that's ever been. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. Like, how did
In
that commercial
3D
end?
or whatever, or in the red.
I wonder if it's on
thing?
YouTube.
I'm sure it's
Things like that
someplace.
have a way of leaking.
They remember when 3D TVs were kind of a thing for us.
Yeah.
A month,
Yeah,
a
I
minute?
have a 3D TV, and
Of
I
course
can't
you
tell
do.
you how often. And I bump the 3D button all the time, and I don't even know it. And I'm watching TV, and I'm like, God, the picture just looks so blurry, and I think it's my eyes, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, bing, oh, there we go, we're
There
back to
are a
normal.
lot of people, though. It's a small faction, but a lot of people who have their 3D TVs love them, and they try to find the Blu-rays, the 3D stuff, because they invested and they enjoy it, and there's a whole weird subculture of people who seek that stuff out.
I enjoy 3D. I do. Like, I've got friends, they can't do it because it makes them sick.
Yeah.
But my TV has 2 different versions. It does the side-by-side, and then it does the other. I don't know how they do it, but you can do the different ones for whatever like if you have a DVD that you throw on or something.
So does
It's got smart glasses that detects what version you're on, and it does the glasses for you.
So the program has to be done in 3D, or can you watch anything in 3D?
You can actually convert stuff to 3D, and it's artificial 3D, but it does do it, and it's interesting. Like sometimes I'll watch a baseball game like that or something if it's not actually in 3D. But I will tell you, VR is insane. Like I have the VR rig, the Oculus 2 that you turned me on to. I'll watch basketball games in that, like during the basketball season. They literally run up the court from half court. As soon as it gets half court, the players they switch to the basketball, the backboard view. So the players are coming at you and they're shooting at you. It's like in total 3D. You can look around and they're coming at you. They're slam dunking in front of you. They get the rebound, go down the court. As they're running away from you, when they hit half court, it automatically switches to the other side and they're coming at you again. So the action is always in front of your face. It is cool.
That is neat.
It's cool, but it's hard to watch. I'll tell you, I don't like in any sport now where they have all these odd, in football especially, like, oh man, just show me the game.
The way they've started shooting it like a video
yeah,
game.
we're running behind you like it's a video game.
It's
man.
weird.
I kind of like it. I do.
And that stuff's great for replays, but
Yes,
like I can't
yes.
follow the
Yeah.
game
It's
this
too-
way.
it's
You
too
too
much.
much.
They do it for kickoffs on the new
much.
Yeah, the new league.
Oh, the USFL.
Yeah, the USFL
Yeah.
for kickoffs.
USFL
they'll
is
follow.
back, and you know what? Nobody cares. Nobody is watching.
If it's on, I will watch some of it.
I
I think
got
the
it.
problem
I mean,
is
I
with
tried.
the USFL is that they're in a weird place. They had to go ahead because they formed it in the pandemic. They decided to do the bubble like the NBA did. And they just don't have fan connection. And that's the bad part is people in the towns that the teams are from have zero connection to the teams.
Because they're not even there.
So why did they even put a name on them?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just been like the Dragons, and
Yeah.
that team is just the Dragons, and you just play in the bubble. Then
Just
it
sell
would've
the
been-
sponsorships, the Pepsi Dragons.
Yeah.
Yes,
Honestly,
that actually
yeah.
would have been a better idea.
Yeah.
Because then people could just pick their team no matter where they live.
Yeah.
Because they like the mascot or the colors or whatever. All right, USFL, we just fixed your problem.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Carson, for coming up with the sponsor idea.
Carson, what's your next concert you're going to?
I've got a Jimmy Allen show next week, and then going to see Garth again on Friday.
Where's Jimmy Allen playing?
Our friend Marcus is putting on the show.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to that. So I'm going to go see Jimmy, and there's a bunch of other people on that bill, which will be a lot of fun. And then, then Garth.
Garth next
Oh,
Friday.
then Monday there's some showcase we got
I'm
invited
going to that, yeah.
Yep, got invited. Okay.
I don't even know.
I guess Monday. Yeah, I don't
Universal
even-
Music's having a showcase.
Yeah,
we can't
yeah.
say where. 'cause
And a
it's like
showcase
private.
is what for like somebody who doesn't know.
Okay, there's two things. So it could be a showcase of one artist that the label's already signed, and they want people like radio people and journalists, media, all that to come and see the band. This is 5 different acts, so it's all a bunch of acts from one record label that are kind of new people coming up, and they want us to see them. Sometimes when you do what's called a showcase, if you have an unsigned artist, but they have a manager and other people behind them, they will have a showcase, and record label people will go to watch them to see if maybe they want to sign them. They call that a showcase. That was more of a thing 25 years ago than it is now. But that used to be a big deal to get that showcase. And they'd put, and sometimes you'd like when you'd do these contests, like Colgate Country Showdown or something like that. That was part of what they give you. They give you a showcase. They'd set it up. They'd book you in a club. They'd get the sound right. They'd make it look good. And then they'd invite a bunch of record label folks and management types and stuff to come and see you. And that was your chance to play for everybody and possibly get a deal.
Do you know the artists that are going to be playing Monday?
I can
somewhere.
look it up.
Yeah, Carson probably
Is it
find it
anyone-
faster than me.
It's all new stuff.
It's all new
Yeah,
people.
but I think you know some of the names. It wasn't.
I know Boy Named Banjo is playing, and that's
That is
the
the
big,
coolest. That's a cool name. I saw that on some bill somewhere for they were open. I've never seen them. I don't know the first thing about them. I just know I was like,
we'll
that's
find
a cool
out on
name.
Monday. I'll let y'all know. But
Do we? Does the record label ever invite me and Bubba to stuff?
they used to,
think so,
and then
yeah.
they stopped because you never went ever once to anything they.
Cassie Ashton is playing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would have
So, yeah.
loved
Cassie,
to go
yeah.
see Cassie.
Yep.
I like her. Why didn't
You're
I
gonna
get
go
an
on Monday
invitation?
night? You don't even answer. No, he won't because Monday is firefighter day.
It is.
So Bob's not going to be there.
Monday's
And
firefighter day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Monday night. We do all the checkoffs where you go through everything.
I thought it was
yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, you go through and you inspect everything, make sure everything's all good.
Yeah, you have to get like you guys stand in a line, and then some guy walks down in front of you.
Checks to see how tall I am.
Do the inspection.
like looks at your uniform.
No. It's not that. We go through and we make sure all the equipment is working. You do like an inspection of every radio,
fresh batteries and charging
Actually,
them up.
that all actually makes sense because most of our extrication equipment for like cutting cars up and all that is all battery powered. So we had a cracked battery a while back. So and that could have been a problem.
Probably not very cheap.
No. Wow. It's like aviation. Anything that you slap if you have a light bulb that's this big that goes behind a gauge, and it might cost you 45 cents. For an airplane, it's the same light bulb except
$5.
It's stupid. Everything is dumb expensive for anything they slap a label on.
Yeah, and they say that it's aircraft grade or whatever, and it's like
I'll pay for it. That's fine.
yeah,
Does it mean I'm not going to crash? Cool.
yeah. You know what? They also have that at O'Reilly. So
Yes.
I'm not getting. No. I want it made by some weird fancy.
You can't use
name.
it. You have to use the aircraft
good.
grade.
You
Yeah,
have
stuff.
to.
you have to.
I can't tell you how much of have tos
Oh, no.
I didn't do.
You have to. I mean, you mean in the logbook, of course. Yes, you have to put that in there. Let's not be silly and not safe.
Dude, the funniest thing. Have we ever told the fix a
Oh,
fly?
I don't think so. I did.
Oh, yeah, you
maybe.
did.
Okay.
On the airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bubba, we're putting fix a flat in the.
Terrifying.
I'm like, we had a flat tire on the plane, so I'm like, dude, why don't we just go get some fix a flat?
Oh my gosh.
And here's the thing, Patrick. It bothers him, but it is true. I'm easily swayed by Bubba,
Yeah, you are.
and
you really are.
he'll go, well, man, I remember it was a Sunday. We're in the middle of nowhere, and everyone's closed. We can't get a wheel.
It was Martin Luther King weekend,
Yep.
so they weren't going to have anybody. They weren't going to have a mechanic at all there until like Tuesday.
And he goes, and we're just kind of sitting there just looking at he goes,
Tumbleweed goes by.
he goes, and we're both just staring at it. He never takes his eyes off the wheel. He goes, I mean, it's just a tire. Fix a flat. We'll fix that. And I think he said it's in the name.
It's just a tire.
Probably.
It's just a tire on an airplane. But no.
So we did, and we couldn't tell. We wanted to see if we were putting it in there and it worked, but then it kind of started going down again. So we put more in. And we're like, okay, is it holding? He was like, I'm not sure. So he goes, I got an idea. So he takes a
stick, yeah.
and he put up next to it, like, okay, the stem is right here on the stick.
So I
Let's
marked
see
it with a
Real
Sharpie.
scientific.
with a Sharpie.
So I just went, okay. So then we'll come back and we'll hold it in the same space
Yeah.
and see if it moves.
So, and we come back out. It had dropped a little bit. So we added some more in there. And then we're like,
It's enough
it's
to
good.
get us home.
Let's go.
Well, we knew that, okay, well, in that amount of time, it held good enough for us to get home.
It was fine until two fat guys got inside.
Oh, I know.
No, we were able, the funny thing is we were able to taxi out, get on the runway, and take off. And as soon as we took off, because I don't know if it was
It was
me
you.
saying it to
You
you.
said it, yeah.
I was like, it's flat, right?
It's flat right now, right? I go, yep, I know it is.
So we fly, and we're like, that was the whole joke, is like, okay, so when we land, we got to land
my God.
as slowly
Oh my God.
and as
Oh my
softly
God.
as possible.
You with
So-
your hand down the...
So they have your yoke, that you fly the plane with. Well, it's attached to a tube that goes into like what you would call the dashboard. So we land. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm going to hold all the pressure off the nose. So we get to the ground. And he's about to touch down. Big D was flying, and I grabbed the tube for the yoke, and I pulled that thing into
all
my
the way
chest.
back. He's got his hand
We
holding
flared.
it at the...
I was not letting any of
No.
that weight get on the ground.
And then we were like, oh, it's good. It's good.
It held for about 3 seconds.
3 seconds in it, like, because what happens, it goes to one side and it makes the plane veer off to that side. And so I'm like going, oh, we're about to run off the runway. And I'm full rudder the other opposite direction. He's like, I've got it. I'm holding it. It's good. I've got it. Power. And then it goes the other side. Now we're going the other. And yeah, it was fun.
It's not that he's
great.
easily swayed by Bubba. That part is true. It's that Bubba. I'm afraid to even say this because it's so true. But Bubba has whatever it is that makes you think maybe something's not a good idea. Bubba doesn't have that thing in his brain. Bubba, when
I
Bubba
do
thinks
too.
of an idea,
No.
no, you
I've
don't.
never seen evidence of
No,
that.
you don't. Oh, it's a great idea. And see, I feel like I'm a very positive person most of the time. But my job in this room for the last 20 years has become to be the person that goes, I mean, let's stop and think about this for a minute. Maybe that's not a good idea. I don't even always believe that it's not a good idea,
Yeah,
but somebody has to be the voice
But
of
it's
reason.
not like he's saying dumb stuff.
Oh, really? Like let's put Fix-A-Flat in the
I'm
tire
telling you,
and
if
maybe
you were
we
there,
won't die?
Did
When
we
you're
make
there,
it home?
We did. And it
But
made
did you
sense.
die?
We're standing there, and he goes, it's just a tire. We can put Fix-A-Flat in that. And I'm like, run that through. Yeah, that's right. It is. And so that's what we're doing.
Dude, and I remember you called me like a couple days later, and you're like, oh, man, I just heard from my mechanic. He cussed me out.
It blew up.
He's
I
like-
didn't tell him you put Fix-A-Flat in. He thought it was just flat. So he takes it off, and it exploded.
Oh.
And all that Fix-A-Flat, that whatever foam, whatever, went everywhere.
He's like, did you put Fix-A-Flat in the tire? And what we didn't know is that it continues to expand, and that was the problem. As you're up at elevation, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, live and learn.
Live and
Live
learn.
and learn.
You did
Well,
live.
this time you did live.
Good for you.
Sometimes, yeah.
You just learn.
Fix-A-Flat is great, though. That stuff is...
It's like JB Weld. It does
is, man.
everything.
It does. You can put JB Weld in anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It's crazy.
I've never actually. I think I used Fix-A-Flat, but it's been 15 years.
I've used Fix-A-Flat. I've never used
I've never used
Flick-A-Flat.
Flick-A-Flat.
Flick-A-Flat is
Flick-A-Flat.
actually really good stuff.
Is it? I haven't heard that. What's the last thing you've ever done? What's the last thing you've done mechanically?
Like on my car?
No,
anything.
literally anything.
Dude, I don't know. I have no idea. I helped you change that headlight in your car.
Oh, my car. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. That's
I
right.
did, so I had tools. You didn't have tools.
I know.
So there you go.
Okay.
That's, something breaks, I'm calling somebody. That is I have learned that. I have lived to this point in my life and figured out that, I don't want to fix that. I don't
That's
even
why
want
there
to
will
try.
always be good jobs for
Yeah,
people who
100%.
don't go to college. I mean,
And
like if something goes wrong with the plumbing, man, I'll look at it. I might be able to stop the bleeding, but I know the actual repair needs to go to somebody with a lot more experience and education on that than me.
My dad doesn't even hesitate but to try to fix whatever it is that's broken. Like if something is not working, he will try to fix it. He might not succeed, but he will try. And a lot of times he succeeds. And me, I just look at it and go, who can I call about that? Like, I just don't, it's not my thing.
My sister called me last night and said my dad wants me to install. He's got in his shop at his house, he's got fluorescent lights, but he wants to take that out and now put in those, those lights with the 4 LED things that you can direct in whatever.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, well, that's what he wants. But he wants me to install that. I'm like, I told my sister, I'm like,
you screw it in.
Oh, no. He wants me to disconnect the
their
fluorescents.
I'm sorry.
And then install. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. I said, you know what you do? You call our cousin Jared and you just say, hey, can you come over and fix this? Don't tell Dad that he's doing it. Just let him go do it. And then when it's done, because she suggested that he call him. And he's like, no, I don't do it. And blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, no. Just have him do it and don't tell Dad that it's done until it's done.
Mm-hmm. I have the ones in the garage that just screw into where the light is, and
they're awesome.
Out. Oh, they're so great.
See, I have lights I have LEDs in my garage, but they're not those. Mine are 10, maybe 15 years old. Like when LEDs cost like $100 a bulb, I put 3 of them up there, and they're all still lit. And I'm like, it's weird because they don't make stuff like they used to. Yeah. You buy an LED bulb now, it's like 20-year life, and it's good for maybe a couple months.
Did y'all know that Elon Musk has 8 children from 3 different women?
Wow.
No.
Didn't know that. I didn't know he had any except for
I
the
only
one
knew
with
the
weird
one
name.
that with the name that's not a name, that's like a mathematical formula.
He calls them the Musketeers.
Does he really?
He really should.
Please tell me he does.
He probably doesn't, but he should.
It's just a joke, y'all. It's a dumb joke.
Oh, well, that's
y'all know Ray Charles had 12 children by 10 different moms.
Okay.
He was married. His wife had 3 kids, and he had 9 kids with 9 other women.
Did he not know, or?
I don't know. That is a weird story.
Like, never saw any of them.
Oh, I wasn't gonna do it. He was
Guys.
hitting at it, and then you went right there.
Carson.
Y'all were thinking
Wow.
it. Come on.
Well, yeah, I think about a lot of dumb things.
Okay, but
He's trying to use those 3D glasses to look at the solar eclipse, and
So
she's
didn't work.
something else, man. I think this is maybe her last year. It's getting to the point where
I don't want to tell y'all, but her contract is up, right? Isn't it up? Or did we just resign
I thought
it?
we just resigned it.
Oh, so she's got 2 years left. So.
Well, I don't know. Apparently, I may not.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, you have to keep your job because we're not paying you not to wear. It's not the NFL. We're not going to pay you to sit on the bench.
What are you saying? I'm sorry.
I was at the Country Music Hall of Fame medallion ceremony, and Ray Charles was being inducted. And man, everything I'm about to say is speculation. I don't know the story. Okay, but all I know is it wasn't any of his kids that showed up to induct him into the Hall of Fame or to receive his medallion.
none of his official kids. You mean?
No. So Pete Drake is also deceased. His widow and his son were there, and they give him the medallion. They do that when somebody's no longer with us. That's how they do it.
It's like handing a flag to a
They
widow.
They ever put Keith Whitley in the Hall of Fame, hopefully this year. They're going to give.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
that's the whole thing. But Ray Charles has 12 kids. How many of them you think showed up to accept the? None.
Are they all alive?
I think at least 10 of them are alive that I know of.
What did they do?
Out of all of his family, nobody showed up.
Well,
to
that
accept
was
his
what we
thing.
thought. We were like, man, nobody showed up. They didn't think this was a big deal. Like, this is kind of huge, And the lady who accepted it was there on behalf of the Ray Charles Foundation. And I thought, well, I guess maybe they selected her so that the foundation gets it. And then I found out that the foundation and the kids keep suing each other.
Oh.
And they all are like in this constant battle for 18 years. So I don't know if the kids even had a chance or a choice. So I got, because of that, because I was like, wow, I wonder why none of his kids showed up. And then I went down that lane and trying to figure it out. Apparently, 2 years before he died, he knew he had cancer. He knew he was dying. And he knew he had 12 kids. He invited all of his kids, Ray Charles, to come to this hotel in Beverly Hills and have lunch with him in this big ballroom. He needed a ballroom because he had 12 kids. So he had never been in the room with that many of his kids.
Oh, wow.
Think about that. He had so many kids, but because they were spread out, He'd never even been in the room with all of them.
Wow.
So 10 of them showed up. And so he had lunch with 10 of his kids, and he told them, look, I'm dying, and I'm going to put $500,000 into a trust in each of your names, which is, I mean, that's like $6 million total. That's, but the contention comes from the foundation and his manager at the time who ran the foundation say that what he intended was, this is what you get. I'm giving each of you $500,000 in a trust. So that you don't all fight about it after I'm dead and try to figure out who gets what and who controls what. And he goes, everything else goes to the foundation, goes to a charitable foundation to help blind kids and poor kids. So that's what happened. But then, nope, they keep suing each other.
Wow.
The foundation sues the kids sue the foundation. I can't figure out who won the last lawsuit because I went so far down this that the kids won, and then it got overturned in the appeals court, and then they sued again, and then it just kind of the story fell off. And it's been so long, but it's just such a mess, man.
How do you know this stuff?
I looked it up. I was fascinated. I was sitting there, and somebody I know posted something like, I can't believe none of his kids showed up. And I thought, that's weird. I bet there's a story behind that. And I bet there is a story behind that. It has something to do with the fact that they might not have. I mean, who do you choose?
They might not have even known.
Sure they know, but they probably were still invited, but they might not have been the ones invited to represent him because who represents Ray Charles? His foundation. So,
And you don't know what his relationship was with any of them.
Oh, I know. Some of those kids probably didn't barely know him at all, I know this. My grandparents had 9 kids, and my grandmother was determined before my grandfather died to get the will laid out and get everything spelled out exactly because she did not want to worry about people fighting about stuff after they die. Yeah. And it happens a lot. Mm-hmm. It happens all the time. People argue. I mean, I know, Carson, I think, didn't you tell me there was some story in your family where people fought over a will?
Oh, yeah. My grandfather was a very, very wealthy man. He ran Westinghouse for a while. South America, not Westinghouse. But still. He was over South America, and he made incredible investments.
Just one continent?
Yeah, and so very, very wealthy. And I know that when he passed, and I get the text, what's your social security number, and asking for all this information. And my uncle, even just going into the house, my grandmother said, come in and pick the things that you'd like. And my uncle was like a ghoul. The way he was, my grandfather also was a beta tester for Microsoft, very brilliant man. And so he had all sorts of weird software and neat computer stuff. And my younger brother does a lot with that. And he went to go grab some of it because he would make use of it. And my uncle just snatched it. And this was not a guy who had any sort of real computer literacy at that level. And it wasn't that my brother was taking it to sell it. He's like, wow, this is some neat stuff. I bet I could do a lot with it. Nope. And he just grabbed, my grandfather had amazing amounts of collectible trains, some of them worth just tens of thousands of dollars. My uncle hoarded all that. And then when it came to the will, I've never seen a dime, and I don't care. It's not my money. I loved my grandparents. That, I didn't earn it. That's fine. Yeah. I hope they did whatever they wanted to, and I hope my grandmother was, I think, and she was set for the rest of her life as well. But yeah, it's not owed to be, but man, yeah, my uncle went in with an agenda on that cash. Mm-hmm. Even when they ended up selling my grandmother's house, he sent my dad a bill because he's like, well, I've been paying the HOAs while we've been waiting for this to sell. And it was
Did he get a piece of the house anyway?
Yeah.
And he still wanted a bigger piece of the house?
Well, he wanted bigger. And then come to find out, he was letting my cousin live there. So with all due respect, sir, you're trying to charge you with nickel and diming. Yeah. And my father is so he's like me. He really just goes with the flow. We don't want to upset anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Dad, the other one over there was living there rent free for like 3 years.
Who was? Let's say the name.
Yeah,
let's call him.
Everybody in your family knows.
Yeah, and my dad's like, no, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and I go, we don't talk to him anyway. It's fine. But yeah, there does it, but even my older brother got very much like, I want to see the will. I don't know what windfall he thought we were getting. Yeah. But sir, it's fine.
I tell you, there's a piece of property in town that I know is worth a fortune, and it's just abandoned, and it's sitting there, and it's got to be one of these situations where the family's arguing about how much and what to do with it. And otherwise, it's just sitting there completely wasted. There was There was a house near my hometown. It was right off of a main highway, and it burned down, and the old man that lived in it died. This was like 30 years ago. And I remember even as a kid asking, why is that old burned down house just sitting there in this, it's right there on the main highway in this really, really great piece of land. And it was because his family fought over what to do with the land and who was going to get what for like 10 years. Meanwhile, it just sat there, you know. But that's how that kind of stuff happens. People can't decide what to do, and it ends up being
People get
appealed
blinded
and,
by greed and the idea of money. And
yeah.
I just,
And
I mean,
it
don't get me
happens-
wrong. I'd
doesn't
like
matter how
money
much you
too,
have.
but-
Even if your dad was Ray Charles and he gave you $500,000,
yeah.
you know, that you still like, oh,
No,
well,
I want
where's
more.
the, well, I mean,
Right.
you didn't do that.
The ugliness
Like,
is
right. Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. Wow.
That was fun.
So who was the person who was living for free?
It was my cousin. One of my
Yeah.
cousins.
Which
yeah.
one?
She's not going
male.
to say.
The male.
Yep. And I found out from his sister. And I was like, wait, what? So then I called my dad. He's like, because again, I could talk a good game.
Your
but
dad's a pterodactyl?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
is. Yeah, he just was like, I don't know. And I go, you know what? And if I'd been the one in charge of that, I wouldn't have said anything. I'd been like, hey, let's keep the peace. It's fine. It's fine. I just was I was blown away by the idea that my uncle would hand him, I've been paying the HOAs. Okay, calm down, sir. You're fine. Remember when you lived free in my grandparents' house for 5 years? Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. That's
Man,
cool.
Man, Carson is just spewing hate
He's
today.
still around. We all eat spinach,
Yes,
Popeye spinach.
exactly.
Yes, sir.
It's like it
That's correct.
doesn't have any. It just finishes with Popeye's spinach.
Which has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, I do have to tell you guys one more thing before
Yes.
we go. Do you know who popped up on Facebook as somebody I may want to be friends with?
Who?
Vanderbeek's brother.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause-
Now, do you like him?
Is he single?
Yeah, no, I think he's married. But
You'll know
yeah,
soon enough.
no, I'm not. We had a couple classes together in high school, but yeah, he popped up, and I was like, man, how are you not the famous one? You turned out so much better looking than.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shots fired. Dang. James Vanderbeek. Shade.
I mean,
So,
That's funny. That's funny. Anything else, guys?
I think we're good. I think we're still a little bit similar to the Popeye
He's
spinach.
still around. We all eat spinach, Popeye spinach.
Rate the podcast. Give us all the stars you can. Subscribe, share, etc. Whatever. Always help us try to grow it because that's
yeah,
how
and
we
go
keep it
follow
going.
us on YouTube, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go like some videos.
And comment on all
Leave
kinds of
comments
stuff
on
too.
Facebook.
Yeah, because
You
there's
guys that are
algorithms,
watching this, you're our super fans. We need you to leave comments on
smash that
Facebook.
subscribe button.
or they're just bored.
Oh. Or if you're bored, go leave comments on Facebook.
Don't forget to ring the bell for alerts.
Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all have a great one. To all the mamas,
Popeye
Mother's
spinach.
Day weekend, we love you and all the best. Hope your kids don't forget.
This was the podcast, but now it's over. But that's okay.
It's all right.
'Cause you can listen to the regular show on the radio every day.